Listening is an active process. Imagine ninyo, habang nakikinig kayo, your brain is also functioning. Ganun yung nangyayari. So, indeed, listening is an active process that goes from our ear into our brain, and sometimes our physical body is reacting to what we listen to. Okay? So, that's how it is. And there are three basic steps of listening. The first one is hearing, the second is understanding, and the third is judging. Um, can anyone please like differentiate hearing from understanding and judging, and maybe explain these three into connection with the basic steps of listening? Somehow, I think you're already familiar. How is it done? Anyone?
Ma'am, pwede po i-try.
Yes, Lara, of course.
Yung, paano po siya i-connect? Yung kapag po nakikinig ka, ay syempre makikinig ka para po maintindihan. Yun po yung ano ng understanding. Then po yung sa judging, makikinig ka para mang-criticize ng gawa ng ibang tao or to judge po talaga. Ganun po.
Yes, yes, Lara. I get your point. Thank you so much. What Lara did is that what are the purpose of listening, right? But in this case, listening is a process wherein we start off with hearing things. For example, I say blue. Okay, so you hear it. It's blue. Okay, I hear what you say. It's blue. Now, understanding. What is blue? Diba? That is where it comes. So, it comes with knowing the meaning of what I have said. Ayun na yung second stage. And now, we judge. Blue. Did I pronounce it correctly? Did I say the blue correctly? Parang ganon. So that is where the judging comes in. Is that person saying the right word? So doon yun papasok. And these are the three basic steps of listening. We start off with the hearing, and then the understanding, ay yung sabi ni Lara, nakikinig tayo para intindihin, hindi lang basta marinig. And then, we judge what we hear because we are able to process it in our mind. Kapag tayo nahinto lang sa hearing, what could possibly happen? Ano yung mangyayari if we just do the hearing? Sa first stage lang tayo. Anyone? Pag lagi lang tayo doon sa sa hearing nakafocus.
Ako po, ma'am, try ko po. Kapag
Yes,
na-stuck po
sure.
tayo, pag na-stuck po tayo sa hearing, hindi na po natin magagawa yung remaining steps po, which is yung understanding and judging po.
Okay, so hindi na magagawa yung understanding and judging. And kapag hindi na nagawa tong understanding and judging, there will be miscommunication. Because you just hear, you are passively just taking whatever he or she is saying. Halimbawa, sinabi niya, hindi ka magaling, hindi ka maganda, hindi ka gwapo. So, you're just hearing things. Oh, where's the understanding in that? Para you are just taking things passively. Walang nangyayari. You are not telling that person that, no, what you're saying is incorrect. There's no judging. At hindi mo naiintindihan kung ano man yung sinasabi niya, which somehow affected you as a person. That's why listening is very, very important. Okay? Thank you, Nella. Now, the components of listening. How could we say that a person is really listening? What are the components that we have to look for? So it is somehow related with the basic steps of listening. The first one is perception skills. When we teach listening skill, we have to make sure that the students were able to discriminate sounds and to recognize the words. Diba? Parang alam mo na yung sinasabi niya ay tama. For example, b. Di ba sa mga grade schoolers or the kindergartens, they are being asked to discriminate vowels from consonant sounds. So that's the discriminating sounds. Nape-perceive nila. And then recognizing the words. Yung mga naririnig niya sa akin, for example, you know the meaning of the words that I am telling you. And you recognize these words. If you do not recognize it, therefore, you will not be able to respond. Okay? Analysis skills is the second stage higher with perception skills. Oo, na-recognize mo na. Alam mo yung words, familiar ka. But the question is, will you be able to make a meaning out of these combined words? Halimbawa lang, yung alam mo lang na, alam mo yung definition ng ako, si, yung ako, yung word na si, yung word na ako si Angelica. Alam mo rin yung Angelica, which is a name. However, you are not able to connect this into one whole thought. So if you're not able to do this, you only have perception skills and you do not have analysis skills, which is the most important part. You know where it should be arranged. Alam mo yung, for example, mali yung grammar. That's analysis skills. Nakuha mo, mali yung pagkaka-pronounce. That's analysis skills. Mali yung nag-omit ng words, speaker. That's analysis skills. Hindi ka lang basta naka-perceive or naka-recognize ng words. Halimbawa nga sa mga kindergarten, hindi ka nila i-correct. Kumari, yung mayaya, famous yung mga ganun, di ba? Yung may story na mayaya na Bisaya, tapos yung parang alaga niya. Tapos yung alaga niya, he or she knows that the yaya is like superior. Tapos kung ano man yung sabihin ng yaya, ayun yung naa-adapt niyang sabihin. That person or that alaga, yung bata na yun, nare-recognize niya na ayun yung tama at ayun yung fina-follow niya. Wala pa siyang analysis skills na, hindi, mali yung pagkaka-pronounce ni yaya ng word na yun. Yung mga ganon. Okay? So, sa mga bata, it starts with the perception. They just recognize. That's why as early as a grade schooler, as kindergarten, they have to be corrected on how a words should be pronounced or should be connected. Okay? And then, identifying expressions and sets of utterances. Ayan na kung paano nagpa-function as a whole. May sense ba yung sinasabi niya? Di ba si Noam Chomsky, meron siyang sentence na ginawa. Although it is grammatically correct, still, you cannot find a meaning from that sentence. Isipin niyo yun. Tama naman, perfect grammar yung sentence na ginawa ni Noam Chomsky. However, it does not have any meaning. At malalaman mo lang na wala siyang meaning if you have analysis skills. And that's also one thing we have to make our students acquire. And then, the syntactic skills. The syntactic skills comes with the intonation, then napapasok yun. Intonation, the stress, and non-linguistic use. Mga gestures, mga paggalaw, na from that, we can know the meaning. Halimbawa, sobrang, pataas na yung boses, high intonation lagi yung gamit. Galit yun. High emotions ang meron siya. Alam na natin yung ibig sabihin. Kapag naman low or falling intonation, maybe malungkot, ganun. So, you know what it means. So, these are the three components of listening that we have to focus when we teach students the listening skill. Okay? Focus tayo sa perception, analysis, and syntactic skills. At syempre, since we are holding a secondary students, most likely we will focus on analysis and syntactic. Medyo past na sila sa perception. Although, may mga cases na meron mga bata sa high school na hindi pa rin ganun kagaling magbasa at naging familiar sa mga words. So, beware of that. Now, here's the listening process. Okay? I want you to look at the listening process. It starts with receiving, then to understanding, and then to remembering, goes to evaluating, lastly is responding, and again, there's a receiving. Can someone please explain the listening process? Okay. You look at it and you try to explain how a listening process can be done. It's not linear, you see? It's like circular, a cycle. May I call Amethyst? Are you there?
Yes po.
Ayan, you try, just try explaining the process, the listening process.
The first one po, receiving. Di ba po sa listening, pag nagto-talk yung kausap natin, we are the one who are na magre-receive nung message. Tas after that, itatry po natin i-comprehend yung message niya sa atin. Tapos after, i-remember natin yung mga, ano ba? I-remember natin yung pinaka-key points or yung thought nung message. Tapos i-evaluate. Tapos tsaka po tayo mag-respond kung ano yung dapat i-respond sa napakinggan natin. Yan po.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Amethyst. So that's how it is, as simple as that. You see, after you respond again, of course, you will hear someone else's responses. That person will also undergo the listening process, and then that person will also respond. And bam, there's a communication that will occur. So that's how the listening process comes in. Okay? So let's take it one by one again. Receiving is when it comes with our hearing organ. Okay? Pumasok yung sound. There's a vibration. We have sounds because of the vibration. Remember that? And because of that vibration, may narinig tayo. Now, when we hear it, it goes into our mind and we start connecting things. Yung mga utak, yung mga utak, yung mga brain cells natin, gumagana na sila, yung mga neurons natin, o kung ano man ang element, yung mga nasa utak natin, we try to connect to get the context, the knowledge, our stock knowledge, our perceptions of something, we understand things, we weigh things na. And then, it depends what we are going to remember and what to forget easily. Sometimes, or most of the time, what we remember mostly is something that impacts our emotion. Na hindi lang yung utak yung nakaapekto, but our hypothalamus. Nandito daw kasi yung emotion sa hypothalamus, not really the heart. So, yun. Dahil sa nakaapekto siya dun sa another part of our body, mas strengthen na maaalala natin siya. And then, we evaluate. We think, ano sasabihin ko ngayon dito? Dahil ito yung naintindihan ko out of that message. And that is why how we respond. Maybe it can be spoken or oral. It could also be written or just simply a non-verbal response. Like a nod. Okay? So it depends. Halimbawa, there you have a friend who talks to you, friend, can I tell you something? Tapos nagkwento na siya ng buhay niya. Siyempre ikaw, iniintindi mo yung context, yung problema niya, halimbawa. Tapos, lahat ba ng kwento niya tatandaan mo? Hindi, yung key points lang. O kaya yung plot twist lang. Yung ganun yung maaalala mo eh. And then you evaluate. Ano kaya ang sasabihin ko sa kanya? Should I give advices? Or should I keep quiet and nod? Kasi baka mamaya gusto niya lang naman makinig. And then we respond. Sometimes, people, the worst listeners are those who do not undergo the process of listening. Maraming mga ganyan. Hindi sila nag-undergo dyan sa process of listening, basta na lang nag-respond. After receiving, anong ginagawa? Responding agad. They skip this other important things. Meron naman, may receiving, at naintindihan naman, tapos natandaan rin. Kaso sa evaluating, hindi niya na tinandaan yung hindi niya na sinukat, hindi niya na tinimbang, kung ano ba yung tamang gawin at nag-respond na agad. Diba? That's how we become reactive. But if we follow the stages carefully, we become a proactive person. You remember that. Okay? So we have to undergo with the stages of listening process and view future educators. I want you to tell your students that they have to follow this. Hindi nyo naman kailangan matandaan to. Pero kailangan maging habit at practice nila na kada makikinig sila, they will receive, understand, remember, evaluate, and then do the response. Okay? So I hope we're clear with that. Now, here are the characteristics of listening. What makes listening unique to other, how do you call this? Unique to other skills like reading, writing, speaking. Ano ang pinagkaiba nun? Di ba? So, number 1, spontaneity. What do we mean by spontaneity? Anong ibig sabihin nito? How is listening spontaneous? Anyone?
Ano na, yung spontaneity
Yes,
po,
sige.
parang hindi nyo po nire-rehearse yung sasabihin nyo, kung ano pong maisip nyo agad nasasabi without thinking.
Okay. How about if we apply it in listening? Tama yan, Liza. There's no need to practice. Ayun na yun. In listening, nagpa-practice ba tayo? Ganito ako makikinig. Gaganon ba tayo? Di ba? Hindi. Di ba? Nangyayari na siya. Spontaneous na siya. Na ganun na talaga yung gagawin. It is more, listening is more spontaneous than speaking. Although both of them are spontaneous, di ba? Nalala natin nung mag-discuss tayo ng speaking, spontaneous din si speaking skills. However, for listening, we do not require practice. It's correct. Di ba? Basta umupo lang tayo. And then, there are sounds around us. Ngayon, ano yung mga sounds na nakikinig na pinapakinggan nyo? Diba? But it doesn't mean that we cannot practice listening. Okay? It's just that we do not need practice, but we can practice listening. Ayun yung sinasabi ko. Yung parang, ngayon, habang nakikinig ka sa akin, or kahit sa mga klase mo, na virtual class, were you able to focus entirely on the lesson, or you are also preoccupied with the noises that you hear around you? Malay mo yung, ako, sometimes I am guilty that I get distracted whenever I attended webinars and there are barks from the dogs, parang noises from the kapitbahays, di ba? So that's it. Listening is spontaneous. It is there, but it is not passive. We can practice how to listen to something. Maybe a moment of concentration, a moment of focus will do enough. Okay? So that's one. It's spontaneous. Number 2, context. For listening, okay, we need to have context in order to understand things. Halimbawa lang, meron kayong friend, tapos parang nakita niyo yung dalawa niyong friend nag-uusap. Tapos, kilala niyo, alam niyo yung isa niyong friend parang may pinagdadaanan. Alam niyo na yung context agad. So, parang ginawa, nakinig kayo. You eavesdrop. And then you understand. So, that is also one way. In listening, we were able to understand it if we know the context. Third, visual clues. What are the visual clues we are talking about here? Anyone? Ano itong mga visual clues na to?
Gestures po, facial expression. Ano tawag dito? Yung sa kamay po, yung mga ganun.
Yes, mga signs, mga hand actually that's it na. Yung hand gestures, the non-verbals, okay? Maybe yung mga pictures, correct? So yun. So aside from listening, we are also sometimes, if we are not blind, okay, we are looking at the person. And by merely listening and looking with that person, we know now how she talks, di ba? Naiintindihan natin kung bakit ganun siya, or maybe nalalaman natin kung sino siya somehow. And then, the listener's response. So what is good about listening compared to writing and speaking is sometimes it can go simultaneously. Diba? For example, kung face-to-face lang, while I am talking right now, I can see if you are really listening or not, if you are interested or not. Okay? So that's one unique thing about listening. Nakikita mo agad yung response niya with the way you speak. Halimbawa rin, kung nagkakwento ko, kung matatawa ka, parang bigla ka na lang tatawa. Diba? That's the way of, that's how listening skill affected us as a person. And that would lead us with the speaker's adjustment. Halimbawa ako, nakita ko na parang, naboboring na yung mga students. What should I do? Diba? What should I do with this? Maybe I should change the tone. Maybe I should make a motivation game. Anong kailangan kong gawin? That is where it comes in. Iisipin natin ngayon, anong adjustment yung gagawin so that they will listen to us. Unlike in writing, you think about it, in writing, were we able to change it parang at the moment that the reader is actually viewing your work? Hindi na. Parang kung nakita nyo, binabasa ni reader yung gawa nyo na writing. Halimbawa lang, kailangan nyo, pwede nyo pa bang sabihin na, akin na yan, babaguhin ako, mukhang bored ka na eh. No, it's not like that. Diba? Kasi in writing, you have to be prepared. You have to think ahead of them. Parang, ganito yung mafe-feel nila kapag nabasa nila to, kaya babaguhin ko. That's it. That's planning for writing. But for listening, it's not like that. Okay? The same way the speaking, we can change it. We can change the course of our discussion, of our way of speaking, so that someone can listen. And as a teacher, that is one thing you also have to practice. Okay? Now, these are the purpose of listening. I want you to give me an example, okay, wherein you listen for information, for instruction, for evaluation, for pleasure, for support, and empathy. Just choose one, okay? Just choose one purpose and give me a concrete example of that. Sige, let's see. May I have Shayna?
Yes po, ma'am. Yung sa, ma'am, sa information po. Parang katulad po sa mga webinar, nag-share po yung speaker ng thoughts niya. Tapos, nare-receive po ng mga audience po yung information na binibigay niya through listening po.
Okay, that's correct. So you listen for the purpose of getting something, getting an information from that person. That's good. Any other, aside from information? How
Ako po,
about,
ma'am. Like,
ayan, Leonard.
Ay.
Sige, Leonard.
yun po. Instruction po. Mostly po, nakikinig po tayo para sa instructions kapag may, for example po, mga activities po from schools na paperworks po, na kung paano po yung gagawin para magawa po mismo yung activity. Yun po.
Exactly. It mostly occurs in the school, in the classroom, where teachers will give you instructions on how to do a certain activities. Correct? Next.
Sa akin, ma'am, support and empathy. Di ba po nung pag may pasok pa, yung instructor niyo po magsasabi po sa inyo na yung class niyo yung dito ako magde-demo, kailangan niyo mag-participate sa akin and maraming makikinig sa likod and support natin yung teacher para makapasa siya. Tapos yung empathy po, participation sa mga question, exercise, kasi po yung nasa likod ng mga magja-judge, kinikritik po kasi nila yun. Parang ganun.
Okay. I get that. But it will fall siguro mostly on speaking in that case, Liza, because you are, for example, you are using your speaking skills, diba, to tell students to support you. But how will listening, the way you listen, will give you like support and empathy? Ganon. But I get that point for that one. Anyone? The other?
Ma'am,
Yes, Lara.
yung evaluation po, mostly yung evaluation po po siya sa F2F dati. Pag po may paper po, tapos kikritik po ng teacher, doon po papasok yung pakikinig ng bata para po malaman kung ano po yung mistakes, Tapos kung ano pa po yung dapat baguhin, kung ano po yung ikikip na lang. Tapos para po ma-motivate po yung bata. Ay, para po malaman po nung bata na ano, kung ano pa po yung babaguhin niya dun po sa paper, paano po yung mai-improve din po.
Okay, you listen so that you will balance what is right and what is wrong. Okay, so that is also good because your teacher, but that example, Lara, may fall mostly on the information because the teacher, if the teacher is quite sure that that the student's mistake is really incorrect, parang mali talaga. However, evaluation comes in if the teacher is giving her thoughts about the student's work. Halimbawa lang, for example, nagsulat yung bata ng essay about Romeo and Juliet, telling that Romeo and Juliet is not really a love story. Okay? Ngayon, si teacher nandun. Parang sabihin ni teacher, Romeo and Juliet is I think a love story and blah blah. Nag-explain na si teacher. Tapos, on the part of the student, since listening for evaluation, titimbangin ngayon ni students kung love story ba talaga siya o hindi. Tinitingnan niya, dinajudge niya ngayon yung thoughts ni teacher about Romeo and Juliet. So, that's where evaluation will fall. Okay? Next. How about pleasure? Pleasure. Letter Z. Anyone?
Ma'am,
Yeah, Heinrich.
kasi po 'di ba, pagka po yung kasing hearing or listening is involuntary po yan, ma'am. Kung gugustuhin ba natin pakinggan yung isang bagay or hindi, nasa sa atin yan. Pero kung magpo-focus tayo dun sa, halimbawa, pinapakinggan tayo, for example, music, dun papasok yung pleasure kasi may enjoy tayo dun sa panakikinggan natin. O kaya yung mga podcast, dun magre-react tayo sa mga sinasabi ng speaker, di ba? Kung matutuwa tayo or malulungkot tayo dun sa pinapakinggan natin.
Yes, correct. So that is where the pleasure comes in. We listen for the purpose of pleasure. Parang, ito ba, pleasure ba itong ginagawa nyo? Hindi to pleasure. You're doing this for information, right? So you do not, parang hindi tayo kalmado, di ba? Sometimes you're nervous, di ba? You are anxious what you will say. So it is not for pleasure, but you are listening for pleasure if you are calm, you're cool, di ba? Parang, yun nga, sabi nga ni Heinrich, we listen to our favorite music, to podcasts, or to anything that makes us relax. That's for pleasure. Now, to add, for the support and empathy, as what Liza shared a while ago, pwede rin yun. But to highlight, we'll listen for support and empathy. For example, a guidance counselor, di ba? They empathize, or maybe a member of a family. We are struggling for something, di ba? We struggle. May problem tayo. So we'll listen for support and empathy. What is the difference between listening for pleasure and listening for support and empathy? Well, you may have a problem if you have support, if you listen for support and empathy. However, for pleasure, may problema ka man or wala, di ba? You listen for pleasure. Okay? So, that's the difference. Okay po? So, for pleasure, basta gusto mo lang, trip mo lang, wala ka namang pinagdadaanan. But for support and empathy, there is something that you have to overcome. Parang may difficulty ka or problem. So, you need to listen for support and empathy. Okay? So, those are the purposes for listening. Thank you so much for that. Now, let's proceed with what are the types of listening. So we're done with the purposes. Now let's proceed with what are the types. How can we say that this is one type, so another, and blah, blah. Okay, so number 1, marginal and passive listening. Okay? Marginal and passive listening, masasabi natin that you are passively listening if you do not care what you are hearing right now. Like for example, while I am discussing to you, I hear words from my sisters and brothers talking. I hear them. However, that is passive listening because I do not pay attention to what they are saying. 'Di ba? Hindi ko naiintindihan. I do not comprehend. I just possibly receiving the sounds and I just know, they are saying something. Pero hindi ko pinapakialaman. Kayo din, halimbawa, may narinig kayong boses. Kuwari, kanina habang nag-recite kayo. Kuwari, si Leonard, merong manok. Di ba? May manok siyang kasabay habang nag-recite. Si Heinrich, parang may beep, beep, beep dun sa sound niya. But you are doing passive listening to that sounds because you are doing something else. Yung mga noises, usually, ayun yung example of yun yung mga examples ng pina-passive listening natin. Okay? So, that's one. Next is the attentive listening. So, what is the scenario where we do attentive listening? What purpose of listening do we do when we do attentive listening? Anong purpose of listening yon? Kapag attentive type of listening ang ginagawa natin, most likely it will be for information, instruction, right? Nakikinig tayo at nagbibigay tayo ng atensyon unlike dito sa marginal or passive listening. Pinapakinggan niyo yung sinasabi ko, like right now, it's attentive listening because you wanted to get information, okay? You wanted to follow instructions, so you do attentive listening. Okay? Now, for the third is the critical analytical listening. Saan yun naman magpo-fall? If it's critical and analytical. Ano siya? Anong purpose?
Evaluation po.
Yes, thank you, Heinrich and Liza. It will be evaluation. Kasi i-judge mo na. Hindi ka, tawag dito, halimbawa lang. Halimbawa. So a teacher is telling you an instruction. Tapos, yung ginamit mong type of listening, critical and analytical listening. Halimbawa lang naman. Tapos yung instruction ng teacher, super sure siya. As in, ayun talaga yung instruction. Kung ginamit mo si critical or analytical listening sa mga objective facts, somehow it will give miscommunication doon sa, there will be miscommunication. Halimbawa, sabi ni teacher, okay, I need 1/4 sheet of paper. Tapos, kung ginamit mo si critical analytical listening, sasabihin mo, ma'am, bakit po 1/4? Should it be 1/2? You know, lalo kung wala ka namang reason behind that, di ba? So, it's something. So, we have to use attentive listening for information and instruction, but for evaluation, it will be critical or analytical listening. If you have your reasons, therefore, you can do that. Okay? Lalo yung mga basta yung mga objective facts, mga informations, you should be attentive. However, for subjective matters, halimbawa, recitations, giving reflections, you can do critical or analytical listening. Di ba nga kahit sa bagay, kahit naman sa mga social media, we have to be critical and analytical to whatever we are reading. Dapat isipin natin kung fake news ba yan? Tama ba yung, credible ba yung mga sources niyan? Yun yung titingnan natin kapag nakikinig tayo. Okay? Sa mga TikTok, di ba? Marami kayong napapakinggan doon. Marami doon ay hindi naman totoo. So we have to be critical and analytical. And lastly, of course, if it's appreciative listening, doon papasok yung pleasure, and at the same time, support and empathy. We appreciate things because it is pleasurable for us. We took support from others because it makes us appreciate who we are. Okay? So, those are the types of listening. The marginal or the passive, hindi natin pinapakinggan, we do not give focus to this. The attentive, critical or analytical, and the appreciative listening. So these are the 4 types of listening. So I hope we're clear with the differences of these 4. So here, which type of listening do you usually use? I want you to think of that. Or maybe, hindi naman, usually use. What is sa bagay? What is the type of listening that you wanted mostly to use? Kaya yung lagi niyong ginagamit. And just wanted to think of that. And when do you use it? Sige nga. You reflect upon how you listen. How do you use your listening skill in your everyday living, especially now? Would it be marginal, attentive, critical, or appreciative? Just choose just choose among these four. Anyone who wanted to share? Yeah, Shayna.
Para po sa akin, ma'am, appreciative listening po kasi po during this time po ng pandemic, most of us po nakakaranas ng mga breakdowns. Kaya mostly po sa mga kaibigan, ganun po, parang masarap pong makinig. Kasi hindi lang po sa parang dun po sa pakikinig, parang naintindihan po natin sila. Na nakakatulong din po tayo. Yun po, ma'am.
Yeah, I feel that, Shayna. Especially this pandemic, di ba? Parang wala kayong kausap eh. Parang puro chat, puro sa screen. That's why it hits different when you hear that person's voice, di ba? So that's good. Yes, Heinrich?
Yes po, ma'am. Attentive listening po. Lalo na sa balita para alam natin kung anong nangyayari sa mundo. Lalo po kasi ngayon, di ba may bago na naman pong variant ng virus, ma'am. Kaya dapat doble ingat po tayo.
Yes, actually, that's a very good type of listening, di ba? Dahil kay Poblacion Girl. Feeling ko, baka na naman tayo. Pero anyway, ayun nga, ang daming balita tayo naririnig with the news, kahit sa social media, we hear them, diba? So, we have to be very attentive with this news. Any other? Yes, Nello?
Ako po, ma'am, I have two types of listening that I use for for everyday living po. Especially that yung dalawa po na yun, yung critical, analytical listening and yung appreciative listening. Kasi these days po, we are now engaged in social media platforms or technology po. So, lahat po ng bagay, parang halos lahat nasa social media na. Pati yung mga news po. So, we need to critic that specific news kung if it's kung totoo ba or fake news lang. Tapos yung appreciative listening po kasi ay mahilig po ako mag-listen sa mga musics po.
Yes, parang it suits your soul whenever you listen to music. And in relation with Heinrich, we do not just stop with attentive listening, like we know the information. That's a good thing that we also see. For example, we hear President Rodrigo Duterte's speech. Would it stop that we know what he or she said? Of course, we have to critically analyze. Meron ba kaming napala dun sa speech niya? Something like that. Okay, so yung mga ganung bagay. Okay, so that is something that we have to look forward to whenever we listen. So that's good. Meron pa ba? So if there's none, let's move on somehow with listening as a product. Napapansin natin, when we say listening, it's like a process. Like, okay, we'll listen. And then after that, what? It will be maybe difficult for us to assess if the students really hear or listen to us, or if the student really maximize his or her or their listening skills. That's why we should see listening as a product in a classroom. So what are the things that we can do? Number one, we can ask them to follow instructions. For example, you dictate to them the actions and you see if the student do what you said earlier, therefore, that student is really listening. Organize and classify information sa mga lesson plan natin. Diba? Makikinig sila, may papakinggan silang text, and you let them to maybe create a timeline, diba? Create, the same with this, graphs, may gagawin sila doon, arrange the order of the story, okay? Also, note-taking. You ask them to take notes of, for example, you wanted them to view something. Of course, they also listen without subtitles, for example. So they take notes. And then have dictation. Siguro yung elementary ako, bentang-benta ako sa mga dictation. Talaga, yung teacher ko, di ba dati, uso talaga na si teacher magkasalita sa harap, tapos ikaw, susulat mo yung kung ano man yung sabihin ni teacher. Tapos, I think with that, somehow, parang na-hone talaga yung, yung listening skill ko, na parang napapakinggan ko talaga kung ano yung sinasabi ni teacher, and I was able to write it. Okay? So, sometimes in class, you can do that. You can dictate and let them write about it. Identify information in pictures, reconstruct original text from what they have heard, and make oral responses. Speaking. After they listen, they speak. Okay? So in that way, we can see if the student is really learning something or not. These are just some of the general tasks that we can do in a lesson for listening. So, what are the things that influence listening? Ano ba yung mga nakaka-apekto para sa pakikinig natin? Number 1, text. When your student, okay, is for example, your student is a good listener. The speaker is also good in terms of pronouncing words. However, the text is too difficult for him or her to answer. Or maybe to understand. Halimbawa, ito ay grade 4 lang. Tapos yung pinabasa mo na sa kanya yung Beowulf. Or kaya yung epic. Any epic, European epic poetry. Something like that. So, somehow, yung listening, hindi magiging effective kasi nga, hindi niya naiintindihan yung mismong text. That's why as teachers, we have to select appropriate text, okay? Appropriate materials to be listened by our students. Second, task. Baka naman sobrang hirap, di ba? Baka sobrang hirap naman yung pinapagawa mo. Baka habang, habang nakikinig sila, may iba ka pang pinapagawa. Aside from note-taking, parang gusto mo, gagawin pa nila yung isa mong task na hindi naman related. So that will also affect their listening. Diba? Their attention will be divided. So we have to look for that. And then the speaker, you yourself as a teacher. O kaya meron kang dinalang radyo, tapos yung nagasalita hindi naman maintindihan, hindi naman audible. 'Di ba? So you look to that. And lastly will be the listener themselves. Baka kulang talaga yung knowledge niya in terms of listening. Baka hindi talaga siya ganun nakakapag-practice, and he or she or them, they are not really good in terms of listening to us something. Okay? So, ayan yung mga influensya. Okay? These are some of the things that we have to look for, and something, especially the text, the task, and the speaker, these are the 3 things we can control in a lesson. Okay? In a class, whenever we create a listening task. Now, speaking of the listener, here are the barriers for listening. Okay? So, we have the physiological, psychological, intellectual, environmental, knowledge-based, and of course, the moral. Okay? Now, I just want you, again, one by one, maybe, give me a barrier, a specific situation wherein this type of barrier becomes a hindrance in order for you to listen to something. Okay? Nag-isip kayo yung pwedeng experience nyo, diba? Yung mga na-experience nyo from the past, for example, and then yung mga experience nyo na yun, tapos it has connection with physiological, psychological, intellectual, or anything, mamili kayo ng isa dito with the moral that you have, at naka-apekto yun para ma-comprehend, para maintindihan, or hindi nyo maintindihan yung sinasabi ni teacher. Halimbawa, si teacher nagbibigay ng instructions, tapos hindi nyo napakinggan. Ano kayang reason? Anong nangyari? Will it be physiological, psychological, intellectual? Just give me a scenario. Just give me maybe a scenario or maybe your own experiences wherein you were not able to listen effectively. And tell me, why is that? What is the reason? Bakit hindi kayo nakapakinig effectively? Pwede kay teacher, pwede rin sa friend nyo na-realize ng friend niyo na hindi naman kayo nakikinig, or kaya sa kapamilya nyo, or sa aso nyo. Joke lang. Dahil syempre sa mga pet, nakikinig lang din yan. Hindi naman yung nagsasalita. Pero anyway, yan. So, can you give me an experience where you were not able to effectively listen to someone? Sige, think about it. And you look at the reason. Would it be because of physiological, psychological, intellectual, environmental, knowledge-based, or moral? Moral talks about your values and beliefs. Maybe we'll start with Abraham. I haven't hear you for a while.
Hello po, ma'am.
Hello.
Yung sa akin po, physiological po. Kasi po, minsan po, mahina po yung pandinig ko, ganun, ma'am. And, hindi ko po siya, minsan yung instruction ng teacher, hindi ko po masyadong clear sa akin. Tapos, nakaka-apekto po kasi sa akin yan kasi minsan, lalo pagka may instruction po, ganun, hindi ko po ma-gets or maintindihan. To the point na itatanong ko pa po sa kaklase ko, ganun po.
I see. Face-to-face yon yung yung parang kapag mahina yung boses ng teacher. Pero kapag
Yes
ito
po.
naman, kapag ganito, carry lang.
Opo, ma'am. Kaso pag na po yung parang putol-putol, ganun po, mahirap din po.
Okay, I see. Okay, yeah. That's an example of physiological problems or physiological barrier. Mahina yung pandinig, okay? Or kaya you are mentally ill, or maybe you are sick. That will really affect how you listen to something. Wala ka talaga maiintindihan nun. Okay, thank you, Abraham. Any other? How about Jerome? Hello? Wala na si Jerome. Baka I think he's sick eh. Any other? Anyone who wanted to share? Yes, Heinrich.
Ako po ma'am, madalas environmental. Kasi po yung mga background noises dito sa mga paligid. Parang hindi mo alam kung sino yung una mong pakikinggan. Pag tinatawag ka, utusan ka. Tapos may online class ka. Hindi mo alam eh.
Yes. I feel you. Yeah, alam ko yan. Alam ko yung mga ganyan pinagdadaanan. Lalo kung mas malakas pa yung boses. Kasi syempre physical yun. Ayun yung nakikita mo, yung mas nakikita mo. Kaya hindi ka rin kayo masisisi kapag yung attention yun andun na sa labasan niya at hindi sa klase. Diba? So yeah, it's really environmental. Any other? Meron pa ba?
Ma'am.
Yeah, sige, Kyla.
So, may naalala lang po ako kasi po dati, nung face-to-face ba, mas madalas po, lalo po pag umuulan, ganon, hindi po kami nagkakaintindihan. Madalas po itong scenario kapag umuulan, yung parang kunot ka na lang ng noo kasi po, at sa sobrang lakas po ng ulan, di nyo na po maintindihan yung sinasabi ng teacher. Tapos po sa akin po minsan yung psychological. Kasi po, minsan kapag po close-minded ako dun sa sinasabi nung nagsasalita, parang hindi mo na po pinakikinggan yung sinasabi niya. Ganon. Parang pinangungunahan mo na po yung sinasabi nung nagsasalita.
Yes. Yung first one, yung sa ulan, it will fall on environmental, no? Pero yes, that's psychological or maybe even moral barriers. Kasi parang you have different thoughts, parang ayaw, bahala ka. Hindi kita papakinggan kasi iba yung Actually, guilty din ako minsan sa ganun in terms of listening. So these are the barriers, di ba? Our values sometimes make us see not to listen to someone because we have different sets. And it is not good in a way that we do not give them a chance to let them be understood. But anyway, di ba? Kanya-kanya rin naman tayo. And knowing that these are the barriers that we have in listening, somehow we make choices on what should we do in for us to somehow overcome these barriers. Ano bang gagawin ko? Halimbawa, yun nga, kay Abraham, he has this physiological, what should he do? Kay Heinrich, yung sa environmental, at the same time with Kyla, ano gagawin ko? Kailangan ba? Papatahimikin ba? Possible ba? So sometimes we cannot control these things. That's why our inner selves is the only way to overcome them. Parang focus, concentration, and everything na nakakayanin. Basta naiintindihan natin yung lesson. Okay na yun. Yung parang mga ganong bagay. Okay? So, yes, that would be the last part for the discussion for the introduction of the speaking. Please know that this is just the intro, okay? The introduction, not the full discussion of the writing process. Sorry. The listening task, and at the same time, the listening process, and lastly will be the listening lesson plan. Okay? So, here are your learning guide activities. Yan, i-discuss na natin. So, maybe now or maybe on Thursday, yan, you can start answering this part. Para nga sabi nyo, good start, new year, new me. Diba? So, sagutan nyo na to habang fresh pa sa inyo. So, this one, you will just identify what type of listening. Diniscuss na natin to, di ba? Marginal, attentive, critical, or appreciative. You just give one check to each of this. For example, direction. Would it be marginal, for example? Then you will check the marginal. As simple as that. Okay? Now, for B, you just have to complete the words, complete the sentences, okay, using the words in the box. Okay? And then for the last is you have to box the statements, okay, that can use to test your listening skills. So, ibabox niyo po, halimbawa ito. So, ibabox niyo yan. Okay? That will be 10 points. So, syempre, pipiliin nyo lang yung mga task for listening. Okay? That will improve one's listening skill. So, yan. On Thursday, I expect you to somehow answer this part na on our asynchronous class para paunti-unti natatapos tayo. And here's our takeaway for this afternoon. This is one, listen. Okay? I remind myself every morning, nothing I say this day will teach me anything. So, if I'm going to learn, I must do it by listening. So, there's no other way that we will be able to learn something except that we'll listen to someone. Okay? If we care to listen, to take our time, di ba? Time is precious eh. But if we take our time and listen to someone, maybe, especially those who we really cannot understand, maybe you will learn something from that person. Halimbawa, meron kang kinaiinisan na tao. However, kinaiinisan mo lang siya dahil sa mga naririnig mo sa iba. And you are not really listening to that person. So why not try listening to that person instead? And you will know a different version of that person. Di ba ka masyadong i-judge unless you were able to learn or to know how that student or how that person speak and act, okay, in front of you. So that is from Larry King. So remember listening is very important, okay? We just do an introduction, okay, about listening, its importance, the process. Bakit mahalaga to? Bakit ba tinuro ko pa yung mga barriers na to? Bakit ba kailangan pa namin malaman yung process, ma'am? Yung mga steps, yung mga stages, ano bang makukuha namin dito? Bakit ba hindi na lang kami magturo ng listening? That's the question, right? Well, you have to know this because without this knowledge, without the knowledge that there are barriers, without the knowledge that you have to undergo the process, you will not teach listening effectively. Pag basta, bigla mo na lang sinabihin yung mga bata na, makinig kayo dito halimbawa lang. Makinig kayo dito, tapos sige, sagutan niyo yung tanong. Gano'n na lang ba yun? Gano'n na lang ba yung gagawin mo para papakinigin mo lang sila ng certain material, tapos sagutan nila yung tanong? No, that's not how it is. you should plan carefully. Kailangan iplano natin anong gagawin natin. Kapag gusto kong matuto ng listening, okay, kapag gusto kong ma-acquire ng bata yung listening skill, anong gagawin ko? Set the ambience. Kasi alam mo na yung environmental barrier siya. Set the mood. Kasi may psychological barrier. And then, yung mga questions mo na ibibigay, hindi lang siya basta comprehension. Lalagyan ko siya ng critical, ng mga evaluative questions. Kasi ayun yung natutunan ko sa introduction. Diba? So that's our goal. Kailangan, yung mga natutunan natin a while ago, we will apply it when we teach the students the listening skill. Okay? So, I hope na nag-gets po at nagkakaintindihan tayo, that listening, okay, is very important. Mostly taken for granted, pero dapat hindi natin siya tinatake for granted dahil mahalaga siya. Okay? So, that will be this, and let's continue this next week, the discussion. And for the next week, what we will focus on is the crafting of the lesson plan for the listening skill. Okay.